How we feeling, man? I gotta ask you just the basics. How's camp and how's everything going with you?
Camp's going pretty good. It's been a long camp for me. It was the last fight that I had before they rolled over into this camp. So I've been going at it since like May. Just putting on the finishing touches right now, working on my weight and recovery at this point.
How's everything been in New Mexico? You're a wrestler from the East Coast. Just how is that base and kind of how has this gym kind of, welded everything together and basically what you're going to showcase this Saturday?
Yeah, you just reminded me that I'm a wrestler. I don't really identify with that anymore. I like to say that I'm what they call a freestyle fighter because I'm comfortable wherever it goes. But for sure, my roots is wrestling back in New Jersey. That definitely helped me get things started. The mental toughness, the grit, everything that goes into that was a great foundation for me to get over here and jump into MMA. These days, though, I definitely prefer to throw hands.
You got to put on a show, man. That's awesome. Caleb Crump, does anything that he does in that cage kind of catch your attention? That's something you have to address this Saturday?
No, not anything he does. More so just his body dynamics. He's tall and long. And MMA in general, anybody that's tall and long, they bring a different level of weapons towards a shorter guy like myself. So at all times he's dangerous from all areas just from his length and height.
To kind of backtrack, man, wrestling is one of the most dominant, basically arts in the cage in MMA. Kind of what brought you to the striking love? Like, how did that come into fruition? The love for striking.
So my record is pretty jacked up right now because I had this habit of always taking short notice fights. I literally would fight anybody, anywhere, any weight class, any day's notice. And that actually spilled over into boxing. So I got offered a short notice boxing fight back in 2018. Well, actually, it was in 2017, and then I took that fight. It was on like a week notice, and then something happened with his medicals. The guy didn't come through, so that lit a little fire for boxing because I'm like, dang, I had my mind set on I was going to box, but it didn't happen. So I kept training boxing. Then I got another short notice offer out here in Albuquerque. Well, I was at Buffalo Thunder in New Mexico. I won that fight, and then a few years later took another boxing fight over at the Athletic Casino, won that one, and it just kind of from there just took off from there, the whole love for striking.
Like you said, you're anytime, any place, and sometimes we don't get the results that, were expected or desired. Moving forward now, do you make any changes to how you accept fights and kind of how you prepare? And if so, what is that?
Yeah, so the number one change is so when I get offered a fight now, if it's a stupid offer, I won't even waste the coach's time. I'll just straight up just ignore the promoter and won't even message him back. But if it's a decent offer, I'll run it by Coach Wink first and foremost. If Wink doesn't sign off on it or say he likes it or is confident, then I just simply won't even take it, and I'll just wait for the next offer. So that's been a huge game changer. Running it by Wink first. Also, the Jackson Wink Athlete Management, Wink's the head in charge of that, and then there's a few other managers underneath him that have been helping guide me. The main thing is I don't make the decisions on my own like how I used to do in the past. So now I run it by the coaches first and foremost, running by teammates. There's like 100 people here. I have a huge support system. And before I was real foolish by not using that support, but now I run it through all of the channels first before I accept it.
Awesome, man. I gotta just simply ask too, man. Being from the East Coast, how's New Mexico been for you, man? It's hot out here. It's a desert. It's kind of a whole different, environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pretty well. I really love the dynamic out here. The mountains. I love the mountains. I love the elevation. The spicy food, I didn't really like it, but it grew on me, so I like spicy now. It's pretty cool because where I come from, it's like it's too much going on. There's too much industry. There's too much clubs and friends and good time and fun and all that. Versus out here, there's not really much to do other than train, go to the mountains, and that's really it. So it's been awesome to help me with the discipline of focusing in on my goals.